Welcome in. Wednesday after primary day, 9:04. We got a busy show for all of you. Coming up in a couple of minutes' time, we're going to be talking to Vitality, getting to learn more about the organization and the individuals that are behind the brand and the services that are offered to area women throughout the 618 and really throughout the Metro East. We got Lacy McDonald at 10:10, and then at 10:35, talking all things guns and hoses. And we're really going to have a great time with Nick Delamano. He joins us in studio. Going to be talking about that upcoming hockey event this Saturday over there at the East Alton Ice Arena. We'll get all the details and so much more. In the meantime, let's dive into top of the hour news. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update. Join myself and 72,000 plus. Also, download the RiverBender.com app and join the region. Never miss out on breaking news alerts, weather alerts, powered by Mike O'Ryan Exteriors, and really just all of the things that are pertinent to your daily dose of local. Here's what we're following. Before we get into election results, the Alton Police Department has honored telecommunicator Gina Fisher with a life-saving award after officials say her calm, clear instructions helped revive a 3-year-old child during a 911 call. Police say a distraught parent called for help after finding the child unconscious and not breathing. Fisher stayed on the line and guided the parent through CPR, helping the child start breathing again and buying critical time before paramedics arrived. The department called her actions exceptional, saying she made a difference between the life and death of that child. And you can see a full profile on that story at RiverBender.com /news. A great profile and great recognition there. Let's take you right to the area election results. You guys saw them come in last night through the county website, RiverBender.com, breaking those alerts and those winners for you in those prospective races. And we'll go there for you now. Linda Andreas won the GOP nod for Madison County Clerk, and Edwardsville voters rejected video gambling. Here's what we know. Unofficial Madison County primary results do show incumbent Linda Andreas winning the Republican nomination for County Clerk over Kurt Prenzler, 52.85% to 47.15%, with all precincts now reporting. She will face Democrat Rochelle Barley on the November 3rd general election. In County Board District 4, Republican Bobby Ross defeated Thomas Magg 65.25% to 34.75% and will meet Democrat Robert C. Hubbard in November. In District 10, Democrat Shondell Wilson beat Donald Hodges 82.9% to 17.09% and has no Republican opponent. Sheriff Connor and Treasurer Babcock are unopposed. Also, the bigger item of vote in that election was Edwardsville voters rejecting video gambling, 66.73% to 33.27% in that vote as they rejected the video gambling ordinance in that election. As we turn to the statewide races, Darren Bailey held a commanding lead and won the Illinois Republican primary for governor with, as of now, 54.49% of the vote. Ted Dabrowski at the time of posting followed with 28.72%, with James Mendrick and Rick Heinger trailing behind. The race was at the time of the posting was not officially called, but it has been called now. Bailey is going to face Governor J.B. Pritzker in November. Governor Pritzker did declare victory as the Democratic nominee for governor after running unopposed last night, with Christian Mitchell securing the lieutenant governor nomination. Pritzker said the focus now shifts to the general election, highlighting priorities including housing, energy costs, and health care, while drawing contrast with Republican Darren Bailey. In Greene County, Chris Weller won the GOP nomination for sheriff and will face Democrat Ben Bicot. Treasurer Phil Warren secured a narrow GOP win and will face Corey Chapman. In Calhoun, Zach Harden is unopposed for sheriff, while several Democratic candidates also face no challengers. As we reported yesterday, there were no challenges on that primary ballot, no contested races. In Macoupin County, Ryan Dixon did win the Republican sheriff primary and is now unopposed in November. We'll take a look at Jersey County. Rebecca Strang secured the Republican nomination for Jersey County Treasurer with 71% of the vote and will run unopposed in November. County board matchups are now set across multiple districts. More details available at RiverBender.com /news. And those races include contested districts 1, 2, and 3. More details available at the RiverBender.com news story. We have more details for you as the Edwardsville voters did reject video gambling again in a referendum. This is the second time Edwardsville voters have done so. They've again rejected video gambling in a non-binding referendum during the primary, 66.73% voting no. That measure was intended to guide future city council and city leaders by decisions made, and a similar proposal was also rejected in 2021. That was one of the main ordinances we were following heading into the primary. Let's take a look outside of the primary election last night. Woods River Main Street joined us on the show just a few days ago and filled us in on the busy spring schedule along with ongoing downtown revitalization efforts. The Spring Craft Fair is set for March the 28th through the 29th with more than 90 vendors, and a community shred event and citywide cleanup will take place April the 25th from 8 to 11 a.m. The Farmers Market will return to Woods River June the 11th with long-term plans to relocate to the new City Center Park that we reported on just a few short days ago, and we'll have more details for you available at RiverBender.com/news. Finally in the news today, Fairview Heights police arrested a St. Louis man after locating a stolen U-Haul in a Lowe's parking lot. Here's what we know. Officers did conduct surveillance before taking Wade L. Griffin into custody following a brief foot pursuit. He has been charged with unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle and methamphetamine. More details available at RiverBender.com/news. Let's take a look at weather. Looking a lot better than it was the last couple of days, that I can guarantee you. 37 degrees outside. It feels like 36 out there. Today, mostly sunny, breezy this morning, then pleasant this afternoon. After 1 o'clock, you should see the temperatures really start to swing on up there. Tonight, partly cloudy. Right now, air quality at 53, which is moderate. Grass is low. Mold counts are low at 3250. Tree levels are moderate, and the UV index is 2. Temperatures today reach 62 degrees and drop down to 40 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 72 and a low of 41. On Friday, a high of 79, a low of 48. And then on Saturday, it's a zoo day for my family, a high of 80, low of 52. On Sunday, no rain again, a high of 74, a low of 36. Man, who would have thought winter was just last week and we went through 5 seasons on Sunday? That's a look at your next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 38 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 36 out there. Time and temperature throughout the day. You just go to RiverBender.com/weather, powered by Michael Ryan Exteriors. They're your roofing professionals. They give you home tips on that weather page like it's the perfect time today. Once that 1 o'clock hour hits, step outside and give your house an exterior check before, really the storms come back in. I mean, we're only in March, April, May. They're going to come, and man, that's whenever we start to see those thunderstorms come, and you can really prevent a lot by calling Michael Ryan Exteriors and really getting those exterior projects started early before they become major repairs. Michael Ryan Exteriors, the roofing professional, has been trusted and true for over 20 years in the Metro East. Roofing, siding, gutters, and repairs done right the first time. You don't want to keep calling back. There's nothing more, really gut-punching as a homeowner than whenever you call somebody to do a job, they don't get it done the first time right, and then you have to call in the real professionals. Just call them in the first time at Michael Ryan Exteriors. You can find out more at MichaelRyanExteriors.com. That's MichaelRyanExteriors.com, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. 9:14, Little Bit of Change Daily Show continues right after this.
You might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers. real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
What's up, it's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine Program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. 9:19, a little bit of change in with Vitality. It's a Wednesday, and we got the commercials going now. Life's looking good for our segments, you know?
I love it. Well, and it was so beautiful. RiverBender did such a good job just creating the commercial.
I just want to say I did not do it. I did not create that. Brandon did. He did a fantastic job.
He did.
He did. It's wonderful.
Well, and I've been really getting to enjoy our segments, you know, and learning more about not only the services you provide over at Vitality now, but just the people that, you know, really make the organization what it is. We also have Carol Gooding in today. You're an RN, a volunteer for Vitality. And how long have you been with the group, Carol?
Well, I started volunteering in 2014, so 12 years.
Wow. Yeah. You know, and also a community Christian, you know, churchgoer too. Always good to see. And as we go into this, what brought you into Vitality or Thrivent? Would have been at the time, correct?
It was Options Now.
Oh, wow. So, because we've talked about the different generations.
Yep.
And it's kind of cool, though, because so many have lived through the multiple phases and really stay true to that original mission, Jackie. That's cool.
Right.
You know, what brought you to them?
Well, I will have to say, and this will be a plug for later, but it was probably the banquet. My husband and I had attended many of the fundraising banquets that have occurred over many years, but that one particularly sparked my interest in the mission. And also, I was in a point where I was kind of phasing out of clinical nursing and still wanting to be somewhat in nursing, but also start a photography business, which I did for 12 years. So that's it was like a turning point for me, and it was really great. It was a good timing, and God just put it on my heart, so I went with it.
And going into that too, just to refresh everybody, over at Vitality, the mission's compassionate, no-cost care, and really life-affirming support, and from a variety of ways that we've talked about in the last couple of weeks. And, Carol, take me through your background a little bit. As an RN, I'm sure that you've got to really experience, a lot when it comes to the different walks of life and the, the trials that an individual might go through.
Right. And that really is a setup for the kind of work that we do at Vitality. But so I graduated in 1980. That tells you how old I went to school. Well, I grew up in Northern Illinois. Family of 5 brothers and 1 sister, and then went on to Minnesota. I had family and friends there. So, and I was interested in doing my education with Rochester Mayo Clinic. So that was a great experience, very expansive. So went there, but came back into Illinois. My primary first years of nursing were with spinal cord injuries. So there's a lot of heavy lifting per se and a lot of emotional stuff. Then I transitioned into ER care and moved to Springfield, Illinois. That's where I met my husband, Stan. He was a paramedic. I was a nurse. It was kind of like a show. But it's what happened. And, and really just kind of galvanized my life beliefs. Watching people, especially in ER, you see people fighting for their lives, and you just realize as you grow older and you learn the science and the DNA and the biology of human life, that just really kind of galvanized my belief. And along that same time frame, I was growing in faith and understanding God as creator. And so it was really all those things in tandem. Yeah. And I could go on. There's many life experiences that probably helped.
Well, and when you get up to that point where, you're looking at, joining the organization and volunteering.
Yes.
What was there a moment to where it really connected not only your, career, your life journey and your career, but your spiritual journey too? Was it almost like that perfect intersection where you could pull them all together? Because that's what it almost seems like just talking the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, I really think so. I think, growth, we grow in everything, emotions, physical, everything. But spiritually, I did feel, and back up a little bit, I will say I have an adopted son.
Okay. Who
came out of a very close call with abortion. And so his mom chose life courageously. So I had always really honored that, that choice she made. Obviously, we have a son out of that. But just the difficulty of that. I mean, my heart had been softened towards that whole situation and understanding the difficulties that women face. So that mission, the mission of Vitality, the compassion, the understanding and knowledge of medical things, I just thought it was a perfect time. It wasn't me that was thinking that. It was probably God. Put it on my heart like, you could do this.
Yeah.
And my husband was great. It's volunteer. So you move out of, a paying position into volunteerism, which has been really wonderful, actually.
Well, and it's so, honestly just fascinating to hear, Jackie, that everyone that we've talked to so far on our weekly segments, it's been, just a shared connection in some way, shape, or form to really, meet individuals that are coming in for care where they're at. Yeah. And I think that's really important.
Yeah,
and how do you think that ties into really the day-to-day and just the functionality of the office? Because I truly don't think you could have nearly the legs of an organization and the footprint in that network without having individuals that are truly connected in some way, shape, or form with that wheel.
Absolutely. No, I think having, just the resources and having so many people in the community that really care about this, I just feel it's such a blessing to have Carol and so many nurses from around the region that say, we want to find a way to give back. We want to plug in. And her story with adoption. And I think those are the stories that we need to tell. I think there's so many opportunities. Even as I meet kiddos and, they're going through the process, you just see a spark of hope. To see them begin a journey of, what are they created to do? And they begin to step into this thing and to have, a support system of just loving people that want to see them, grow and do all those great things. I mean, to hear Carol talk about it, it's I'm blown away. Like, I think there's so many times, she'll come and she'll talk about her grandkids, which are adorable. Those are the things that you just like, tell me more. I mean, I can't. It's such an incredible thing to see all the community members come together to step into these nonprofits that want to pour into the community. And I think it's just an incredible thing to see.
Yeah. Well, I think it goes into, how this is really a calling. And we touched on that, in notes and talking about this before, but it's not, convenience of just saying, well, I want to volunteer somewhere, and this is a group that a lot of people talk about. I mean, you really feel it in your, heart to do this work.
Right.
And I think that's what's really so interesting. And now, as we're, going into this, has there been a moment along the way, Carol, where you're like, this is why I'm doing this? And I'm sure they might happen more times than I think.
Yeah, probably many moments.
Yeah.
And part of it is the culture of Vitality, the people there. Like you were talking about having legs in the community, but I feel like the women and some of the men volunteers that we've had, have lived life. It's not like this rosy garden, easy. It's like, they get it. And we do have the ability to spark hope in people because of lived life experiences, and then our hope and faith in God, and understanding that as we look at people made in the image of God, we can see everyone has so much potential. So that's kind of what sparks me when I see that. And I see that even now in the parenting classes. Yeah. And it's like when a woman will just get something or have a great question or maybe a great prayer request, you just have this, it's like you just want to hold their hand and say, you go, girl, you can do this.
What does a day in the life of Carol look like at Vitality being a volunteer? Is there different hats that you have to put on at different times?
Well, really, in my time there, it's been two different segments of time. So really, the first 6 years was the clinical time, where I spent more one-on-one with patients. I did not become an ultrasonographer, which many of our nurses are trained in that. I was pretty much mainly in the supportive role there as well, just with histories, obtaining pregnancy tests, STIs, educating women, a lot of interaction. And then we do a lot of... one thing that's important is that we observe another nurse when she does the ultrasound. So you get to interact and observe that those babies on the screen, which is an amazing part of what we do for the women and for us.
Yeah. Do you think that there is a part of the work and services that are provided, whether it's the STI testing, the ultrasounds, is there one service that you think really provides that next tier for women in the area that you saw, in your 12 years with, Vitality now, that really, elevated where, women felt comfortable? Is there, just from your perspective, that you've been in?
I mean, obviously, when women get to see the ultrasound, that's
huge
just
moment.
huge.
I can imagine.
That's a huge moment, very transformative. But even just the connections that we've made with the STI testing, and even... we have, because now I'm doing a whole different thing, which includes audits. So I see patients and return patients. So we have a large group of women in the community who come back, who are happy with their services and come back for either pregnancy testing or STIs, and just need that helping hand, education, resources. And so those are the things that connect us.
And before we take a quick little pause here, I got to ask, have you seen an individual that comes in that maybe has a different thought on what, Vitality is whenever they walk through the doors, and, whether that's, they don't want me to, get, an abortion, or they they want me to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Have you seen that, kind of misconception, and then also see that mindset shift as the services are being performed and rendered?
Oh, yeah. I mean, clearly... some women come in and they're very abortion determined, or they're very clear on what they want. We're very respectful. That's the culture. It's very respectful. We're here for you no matter what your choices are, but we have support ideas and options that we want to share with you before you make a final decision, like Lori was talking about last week on the segment. But that does change in some women. It's like they see that baby, they see the heartbeat, and it's just this amazing transformation even on their face. And as a photographer, I can say I just wish I could get a picture of that, when that happens. It's amazing.
Well, and it really would be, and how unique of a project if you were able to actually capture those moments, and really showcase those. And, Jackie, we're going to take a break here in a couple of moments. But before we do that, we've been doing this a couple of weeks now. You're getting more established into your role, and it's got to almost, with having volunteers that are dedicated like Carol and, having, different individuals that have just been there for so long.
Yeah.
What have you been able to take away the most just in your interactions? Not necessarily learn, how to complete your tasks, but what have you just taken away for, your overall outlook on things?
It really has been incredible. Just to see, I was not prepared for some of the stories that would come through.
Yeah.
Without going into any specific details or any of the young ladies, but I guess just the age gaps, from so very young to much older than I would have anticipated. Those that were coming back after multiple pregnancies, and just, I would run into friends that I've known for so many years. And even just yesterday, I had somebody in and we're having a conversation, and I was like, oh, let me take you through so I can give you guys a tour. I was here 10 years ago. And I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
And I'm people that I've known for so long. I had no idea that we've served them in the history of what we've been doing. And so that has really been eye-opening for me. And I think those are some of the stories we're going to share at the dinner is, when we had a board member going through the community and she was running into people in different stores, they were running up saying, yeah, I've been through your doors, in the 90s or in the early 2000s. And now I'm holding my grandbaby. And to see those, and now they're coming back in with the next generation. And I'm just blown away that, I think about, I grew up in Alton and I didn't know they were here. And I think about, my own experience, like had I known, I absolutely would have come in, but I just didn't know. And so that's what's so exciting is I feel like we're in a new day. We're starting with a new name. We've got new opportunities, and we want to get the stories out because I feel like that's where we can really impact change. As more people are aware of all the services we can provide, we can see that shift the moment that we capture that heartbeat on that screen. That's when I've seen the change. That's when I see a girl go, oh, there's my baby. And it's an incredible thing. I mean, I could sit here and talk all day about this.
Though, because instead of I think it's just like we've talked about before. It's not necessarily saying, hey, here's what you need to do with what situation you're in, because that's not really our say. It's just not. I've always believed that there's somebody up above that is going to be the decider on that at the end of the day, and it's not me.
Exactly.
And so just to be able to provide resources, provide those opportunities, and just say, here's what they are, and here's how we can help you if you want to do this. I think it's great.
There's freedom in that.
100%. We'll do this. We'll take a quick break. I got to pay a bill on this Wednesday morning, 9:33, a little bit of change. More Daily Show comes back to us next.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wills.
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Welcome back, 9:35, a little bit of change. Back with Carol, back with Jackie, Vitality Women's Clinic, and we're getting to learn more about, really just Carol's journey with Vitality and the overall services provided leading up to the annual dinner, which is Friday, April the 10th at Lewis and Clark Community College. And Jackie has promised that this is not going to be one of those events where you're like, doing one of those,
And if you are and you're in the crowd, just signal me like steel third, like Jackie, shut it down, So.
Going back into the conversation, what is your favorite part, Carol, about supporting the women beyond that initial appointment? I know you hit on it a little bit with the classes and some of the services, but are you able to ever really keep up a connection with some of the women that walk through? Is there just a component that you like more than anything over that?
The main component is if they revisit or they come back with their babies.
Yeah.
Or and in the parenting role that we're doing this Zoom parenting class now that's been really awesome. We have great curriculum. Those women, obviously are coming. It's so convenient for them because they can have their children in tow, the baby, whatever. And so that's where we really connect. But as far as ongoing relationships from a clinical perspective, it doesn't really happen maybe in the communities, but we kind of let the women lead on that because there's the professional aspect of that and privacy and things like that.
Well, and it leads me into the big question, and I know it kind of sounds like not a gotcha, but just more of a tough one, is I'm sure at this point, there's different aspects in life that we could go. You've done this for 12 years. Is there a reason that you keep getting up and saying yes to this every day?
Well, I would say the yes for me is, and I thought about this before I even came, is the mission. Yeah. I just feel like the mission, the life-saving mission, and the need for more people in our communities to stand in the gap. We see that. I want to say that a plug-in for all of our non-for-profits, standing in the gap for people, whether it's financial needs, housing, all those kinds of things. I feel like there's room and space and need for what we do, and for us to really lift up women and the name of Christ. Really, if they're wanting to know more about that. We offer that as well, in our spiritual conversations. But I do think that just the fight for life, the mission is what really keeps it fresh for me. And also, stepping back into more of a support role that I've been doing in the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm. It leads into, as we're wrapping up the conversation, what would you say to somebody considering, volunteering? What would really be that big, call to action or that big, equation factor into really if it's the right fit for the organization? Only saying that because we said it has to really be a calling, for this.
Yeah, I really think volunteerism, first of all, is super important to the functioning of a healthy community, for one thing. And then also in our specific situation, it is a mission that's honorable, it's needed, it's you're going to learn a lot, you're going to get to walk alongside people. So it just depends on on the person and how they want to volunteer. And it might be a guy that just wants to do our tech support, or something, but he knows he's contributing to the mission to support life, to help women. And, inadvertently, when you support families and see healthy families and people grow, it's just a healthier community, a healthier world that we get to live in. So it's a lot of reasons why it'd be great to volunteer.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
That wasn't written down, by the way. I was just looking at my notes. And it goes in, and it really bridges in perfectly to where it takes us to now, and that's the annual dinner, because all of this is on display that night, and really coming together and just celebrating the lives that have been impacted and really making a difference. And Jackie, take me through this dinner that's coming up, because this is the big one.
This is the big one. It's our big event throughout the year. I think in the last few years, we've had less people. I think just maybe 200 to 250 people, and right now we've got well over that registered. So I think we may have 300 or 400 people in the room, and which is exciting. I would say that it's going to be more low key as far as the event side of it, but more exciting that you're going to be in the room with a lot more people. But we're just going to spend the night sharing stories. We're pulling in people that have had experiences, former patients, people that are now serving, that have, done some things in the capacity of the mission in the past. And it's just really going to be a night of sharing community stories and the heart of where we're going and the vision of what's coming. And that's what I think is so exciting, is that, there's so much work to be done and there's so much to do. And I feel like we're just getting started. And so we want to make sure we pack the room with as many people as possible. You'll get to eat really great food. Bella Milano, I can't stress that enough. I'm going to enjoy, good food with us. And Mike Roberts is going to be emceeing it, which we're really excited. He's been in the past and he just does a phenomenal job. And it's just going to be a fun night to celebrate and to share stories and all of the incredible things that have been happening over the last 6 months and where we're going. I think that's so key. If you can share a vision of where you're going with an organization, I just feel like that's such a key component to moving everybody forward with excitement and stepping into the purposes that they've been placed in there for. And like I said, we're going to need more help with what's coming. We're going to need more help, more people. And so we're going to really talk a lot about our ambassador program, the Grandma Gang. I'll tell you what, they are activated and that is growing. And, it's exciting to see. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Tickle in my throat. Fantastic. Well, and you have it on your screen here now. This is at VitalitySpeaks.net, VitalitySpeaks.net. Go to the homepage and it'll take you right over here where you'll see all these information here. You can donate and click on that to do so. You can reserve your tickets, though, for the event here by clicking on the link. Get tickets, and you can select them. Now, if you want to sponsor, that's always a great option. And with you guys being a 501c3, Uncle Sam will say thank you, and help you out at the end of the year.
Yes.
And you're doing a great thing and really helping community women and regional women in need, too. How far does your footprint go when it comes to that? I've never asked that question.
We cover quite a distance. We have people coming in from out of state,
Wow.
But we really want to focus on the core demo of the surrounding cities of Alton, Godfrey, Jerseyville, East Alton, Wood River, Roxana, Bethalto, Edwardsville, Glen Carbon. That's really the core. I would say 95% of our patients are coming from this immediate surrounding area.
With that being said, Carol, before I let you go too, I want to know what's it mean for you when the community shows up to events like this, or just throughout the year, from your position within the organization.
Well, I just think when the community shows up, first of all, it's more fun, like you were saying, but it's it's inspiring, and I feel like it kind of solidifies the commitment and helps. You feel supported, so it's a real tangible support. So it's a great thing.
Fantastic. And as we're wrapping up here, make sure you get your tickets for Friday, April the 10th, for the annual dinner where you can support Vitality Women's Clinic and the great services provided. Jackie, any final thoughts?
Just come and join us, and join us at the dinner. We can't wait to see you there. We've got incredible sponsors. I'm going to be sending out more communication on that. So thank you to all of our sponsors.
Yes.
You are so greatly appreciated, and we've got more coming in today. So more to come.
Fantastic. Women, families, community, Really, what more can you want when it comes to the uplifting of an organization? Attend the annual dinner and make sure, if you can, support, volunteer, donate if you can. Links available on a write-up on RiverBender.com. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with more show right after this.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
What's up? It's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wills,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Welcome back to 10. All right, my girl. 9:51. So, while are any of you guys surprised with the primary results? The reason I'm asking, I am surprised about the gambling ordinance in Edwardsville. I thought, honestly, with the way that it seemed like, just from looking at things, that there was some momentum behind it. I can't vote in Edwardsville, so I didn't have any say in the matter. That to me, though, was the biggest, surprise. The other surprise, I think, was seeing Marcia Geldert Murphy really just win with conviction in the primary for the Democratic side of the aisle for the 56th district in the Illinois Senate race against Kevin Hall. Kevin and Marcia both been on the show, both nice people. I really thought with the endorsements with the Democratic, with the county Democrats, really would kind of propel Kevin, or at least keep it within a couple of points. But to see that result, really fascinating. And it begs the question, I think it does. Do endorsements matter anymore? Hear me out. Or do they, and it's just a certain type of an endorsement? What is the right endorsement? Because there was a ton of endorsements on both, sides of that, race. It's just when you see someone, kind of backed by the county Democrats, and they're backed by, have a lot of support, regardless of what candidate, regardless of what party, even just when they're backed by the county party, and elected officials throughout it, you just don't really expect to see it. And that's why I just do endorsements really carry as much weight as they used to, number one. And number two, if so, what endorsements do, just really fascinating. That's the only thing that I really saw besides, like I said, that Edwardsville ordinance being voted down is just really the two that, and really for the state Senate race, just to clarify, I didn't think that it was going to be, Kevin's race to win, but I just thought it would be within a couple of points. So that was really the only takeaway, and really just my thoughts on it. Let me know yours at CJ at RiverBender.com. Send me an email. Be curious to know what you think about it. And you can start to see how the general election's going to play out. We do know that now who's going to be facing off against each other as we head into November. Amy Ellick will be facing Rosie Brown for the 111th district. That was already a decided race. They were both unopposed in the primary. The other thing that shocks me when it comes to the primary in Illinois, and, I just want to... point something out. Let me make sure everything's, still up to date. But when I saw this yesterday, maybe not so much. It's interesting. It still brings me to my point. It's interesting to see how our county correlates to the statewide or the district-wide races, if you get what I'm saying. How just Madison County voters, really voted. Because in this, Illinois District 15 race, for a while, it wasn't close. I'm not saying that, Mary Miller ever had to sweat last night, but it was interesting to see how if it was a two-person race for the longest portion of the night, it would have been... it would have been a lot closer than what it was. So it begs the question, too, when it comes to primaries, and it really comes to, if a party wants to make a change, it doesn't have to be a Republican or it could be anybody. But if there's a change to be made, if somebody says, listen, I think that there's a new way that our party here locally can govern, or we need a new platform, a new voice, so they say, we're going to primary. If they truly want it, too, and there's multiple people in the race, they got to start looking at numbers. If the end of the goal is to have a new voice, and I'm only using the District 15 for Illinois as an not District 15, Mary Miller's district for District 15 for an example here. I'm not just saying this instance specifically because I'm indifferent on it either way. But my point is, if someone wants to make a change and they go, I'm primarying my candidate or my representative, I'm primarying my Senate candidate, I'm going into the primary, and they see as we get closer and closer to primary day, and when early voting starts, even before that, a couple of weeks before, a month before that, hey, it ain't looking good. But if one of us, if it's a three-person race or a four-person race, if multiples of us, if we were able to get out of the way, let's see where our votes go. And I'm not saying you'd know, because no one ever does. If that doesn't mean just because John Smith dropped out that their votes are automatically going to go to the next guy that's challenging the candidate. But I'm just saying it becomes one of those things. Is as candidates that are running in these primaries, are you staying through to the end out of like an ego, don't quit, I get it, I'd be there too? Or are you doing it because, you truly believe that you're going to prevail? And you never know what happens until Election Day, but there's a few of these races throughout the night that I'm going, man, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, they talk and really wanted to make change and really flip a seat or flip a candidate, flip a primary. It could be done. But it just seems like, just like in anything, there's just a lot of islands, not really working together, not really coming up with a unified voice on both sides of the coin. It's not a party issue. It's not a single party issue. That's my thoughts on the primary. We'll come back and give you top of the hour news next. Top of the hour news. Here's what you need to know. Time is 10:02 on this 18th day of March. Sign up for that daily email update. You can join myself and 72,000 in the know. Also, download the RiverBender.com app today, and you'll be up to date with all of the great things happening around the Riverbend whenever they happen. We'll take you right to top of the hour news now. We'll take you right to Alton. We're going to start with positive news. The Alton Police Department has honored telecommunicator Gina Fisher with a life-saving award after officials say her calm, clear instructions helped revive a 3-year-old child during a 911 call. Here's what we know. Police say a distraught parent called for help after finding the child unconscious and not breathing on December the 13th of last year. Fisher stayed on the line and guided the parent through CPR step by step, helping that child start breathing again and buying critical time until paramedics arrived. The department called her actions exceptional, saying she made the difference between life and death. A full write-up and profile available at RiverBender.com/news. We do have a couple of details for you when it comes to the primary that took place throughout the state of Illinois yesterday. We'll take you to those results now. As of March the 18th, in Madison County, we do have unofficial primary results. You can see more details in a full write-up, RiverBender.com/news. It does show incumbent Linda Andreas winning the Republican nomination for county clerk over Kurt Prenzler, 52.85% to 47.15% with all precincts reporting. She will face Democrat Rochelle Barley on November 3rd. In the county board, District 4 race, Republican Bobby Ross defeated Thomas Magg 65.25% to 34.75% and will meet Democrat Robert Hubbard in November. In District 10, Democrat Shondell Wilson beat Donald Hodges 82.91% to 17.09% and has no Republican opponent. Sheriff Connor and Treasurer Mike Babcock are also unopposed. Darren Bailey has taken the Republican nomination for governor, heading into the general election for a rematch against Governor J.B. Pritzker. At the time of posting, Bailey had around 53.49% of the vote, a major chunk of it. Ted Dabrowski followed in second place with 28.72% of the vote, while James Mendrick and Rick Heiner trail behind. Governor Pritzker did declare victory as the Democratic nominee for governor after running unopposed, with Christian Mitchell securing the lieutenant governor nomination. Pritzker said the focus now shifts to the general election, highlighting priorities including housing, energy costs, and health care, drawing contrast with Republican Darren Bailey. More details again available at RiverBender.com/news. We'll take you to Greene, Calhoun, and the Macoupin County races that we watched last night. In Greene County, Chris Weller won the GOP sheriff nomination and will face Democrat Ben Picow in November. Treasurer Phil Warren secured a narrow GOP win and will face Corey Chapman for treasurer in Greene County in November. In Calhoun County, there were no contested races. Zach Harden is unopposed for sheriff, while several Democratic candidates also faced no challengers. In Macoupin County, Ryan Dixon won the Republican sheriff primary and is unopposed as he heads into the November general election. And in Jersey County, Rebecca Strang secured the Republican nomination for Jersey County Treasurer with 71% of the vote and will run unopposed as we head into November. County board matchups are also set in Jersey County across multiple districts. They will include contested races in District 1, 2, and 3. Again, more details available, RiverBender.com/news. Edwardsville voters rejected video gambling again in the referendum last night. Edwardsville voters again rejected video gambling in a non-binding referendum during the March 17th primary, overwhelmingly 66.73% voting no, nearly two-thirds of the vote. The measure was intended to guide future decisions by city leaders. A similar proposal was also rejected in 2021. We'll take you out of election news and go right into community development news now, as Wood River Main Street is rolling out a busy spring schedule alongside ongoing downtown revitalization efforts. Here's what we know. A spring craft fair is set for March the 28th through the 29th with more than 90 vendors. That's going to be at East Alton Wood River High School. A community shred event and citywide cleanup will take place April the 25th from 8 to 11 a.m. The farmers market does return on June the 11th with a long-term plan to relocate near the new City Center Park. You can see a previous conversation with Kristen Burns with more details on that at RiverBender.com /news and more details on that park development at RiverBender.com /news. Finally in the news today, Fairview Heights police arrested a St. Louis man after locating a stolen... Sorry, forgot to go off the election results. We'll take you right to Fairview Heights as police did arrest a St. Louis man after locating a stolen U-Haul in a Lowe's parking lot. Officers conducted surveillance before taking Wade Griffin into custody following a brief foot pursuit. He's been charged with unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle and methamphetamine. Let's take a look at weather. 43 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 46, mostly sunny out there now. That will continue for the next 7 days. Lacy McDonald, how does that sound? I think it sounds great. Tonight, partly cloudy and air quality at 53. Mold is low and the tree levels are moderate today, too. Temperatures reach 62, drop down to 40 overnight as we head into Thursday. On Thursday, a high of 74, a low of 45 degrees. And listen to this, a high of 82 on Friday, a low of 50. On Saturday, a high of 85, and then a low of 52 as we head into Sunday. And here comes more warm weather. Gotcha, with 78 degrees on Sunday and a low of 36. And that's a look at your next 5 days. Enjoy them. You know what's a good time to do right now with the weather being nicer? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we haven't even gotten into storm season yet. This nice weather's all fine and dandy, guys, but let's be honest here. In a couple of weeks, we're going to get another thunderstorm. We're going to get more severe weather. We have gotten hammered in the Metro East the last 3 or 4 years. We always do, but it's gotten worse lately. And you need to have somebody that you can call, that you can trust. Listen, here's what's going to happen whenever the rain comes. We all know it. Hi, yes. We're Acme Roof Company, and we were in the area to do storm repair and damage. And can you sign this contract for 40% interest and so we can put a lien on your house? There's so many things that go wrong. It's terrible. And you don't have to worry about that when you call Michael Ryan Exteriors. They're the roofing professionals. They've been doing this for 20 years. They work with so many different types of clients, from industrial to commercial, residential. They got you, trusted and true, right throughout it for 2 decades. From roofing, siding, gutters, and repairs that are done right the first time, there ain't no need to call back. You can head on over to RiverBender.com to get home tips throughout the day, powered by Michael Ryan Exteriors. And you can get a free quote by clicking on those tips or by going to michaelryanexteriors.com. Quick break. 10:10, Lacy up next.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit VitalityWomen'sClinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
What's up, it's Mike Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
Welcome back. Welcome in.
Thank you.
I didn't want to say welcome back to you.
Yeah. I haven't been on the show yet today.
They don't know. Yeah, they didn't see you come in.
Right.
Yeah. Little kayfabe there. You don't want to break the fourth wall.
Right.
You don't want to bring him in too much. How's life?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
What'd you write about?
Oh, man. This is my least favorite article that I've written, so get ready. It's sad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me about this.
I did.
Yeah. All
I
right.
know.
Tell me how this cub died.
Okay, so I wrote in July 1925 about the grand opening of Winkler Tire Service in Alton. And one of the things I talked about was how they had a cage in the parking lot with 2 bear cubs and a bunch of squirrels, and children could interact with them. They could feed them peanuts and go look at them and stuff. And it wasn't just for that day. It was a permanent cage in the parking lot. And at the time, I tried to figure out what happened to the bear cubs because I thought, all right, maybe when they got big, they were taken to a zoo or something. No. As I was working on this article it was 2 weeks ago, but as I was working on research for what I was going to write about that week, I found the article, Gump is Sad, Min is Dead, Bear Dan Mourns. And I was like, oh no, I know what this is going to be. And so it turned out that there's a female and a male bear cub, and the female cub died first.
Can we talk about something?
Yes.
Where are this damn baby's parents?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. And I don't know who that baby is. This is a Library of Congress. Where is that from?
This is titled, Hello You.
I know. It's adorable.
It's totally.
But
I hate
but
to,
it's not suggested to interact with a bear like that.
a predator that's the same size as your child. Probably not. You know,
No,
you never know.
it's not
And I'm
good.
sure it's a nice bear.
Well, and this is from 1945. So this is not one of the bear cubs that we're talking about, but I needed to find a picture of a bear cub because I could find pictures of bears from the right time period, but and I used one of them on the back from the New York Public Library, but it was an illustration. It wasn't an actual photo, and it was older bears, not bear cubs. And so I felt like since our article was about children interacting with bear cubs, that this was the closest I could get.
I want to know who damn baby that is. That's all I know.
Oh, it's Canadian. So maybe they have different
viewpoints on, what
bear
age is
interaction.
appropriate to start interacting with bears.
Yes.
I'm sure it's 1925. They were probably just getting off their 4th liter of Jack Daniels that day or whatever whiskey to go take a little stroll in the park. I just got to know. So, when it comes to the Alton Bears.
Yes.
Okay. Was there some, people that were not happy that there were bears trapped in a cage to begin with? Or was everyone like, oh, what a neat attraction?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Oh.
The Telegraph only talked about it in a, this is exciting sort of way. But that doesn't mean that there weren't people questioning why you would have bears in a parking lot. And both this article and then the article a couple months later when the other bear cub died were very sad. I mean, I don't know what the reaction from the general public was. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have bears in a parking lot. But they had all kinds of animals. I mean, this is the smoking goat era. They had all kinds of animals.
True. That's very
that
true.
were like the mascot of a store.
Oh my goodness, this is just interesting. So he died because of he needed surgery. Do you know?
So okay, there are two bear cubs.
Oh,
so the
sorry.
No, that's okay. The female died earlier. She died in March, and she just died apparently, but she had been injured when she was shipped to Alton. I don't know where she came from originally, but she'd been injured in the initial shipment and never really fully recovered from that. I don't know in what way. It just said that she was injured. And there was nothing in the initial tire store opening that talked about her being injured. They just mentioned it when she actually died. And then several months later in May 1926.
How convenient.
Yeah. Hiding some of the facts there.
I think so.
In May 1926, Andy Gump, and I don't know where the bears got their names. It was probably like something like a popular person at the time or something. Anyway, he died because they attempted surgery on the bear. And I don't know what. It said a minor operation.
You don't think they were trying to neuter this bear?
That's what I wondered. I actually thought about that. I thought maybe they're trying to neuter him because he's about to be an adult black bear in a parking lot. That sounds aggressive.
Oh my God. We got to be thankful these bears never escaped and mated. Could you imagine like Pablo Escobar's hippos down in Colombia?
Oh.
We would just have Mr. Winkler's crazy ass bears running around bluffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just interesting.
Right.
So they killed both bears.
Yes. So they attempted to perform a minor operation on the bear. It was Dr. Ollie Myers. So I don't know. I didn't put if he was a veterinarian or not, and now I'm not sure. Back in that time period,
Could you just call yourself a vet?
Probably.
Not to be smart, but I feel like there's a lot of deception over here. Or, they're just deceiving the public. Like they're saying, well, Telegraph, listen, we did perform a minor surgery. Well, what was the surgery? Well, it was a minor surgery.
Well, and I don't know if they didn't put, if it was neutering, if they didn't put it because that would have, been seen as too, risque wouldn't be exactly right. They're not going to talk about that. But I'm not sure. But this is also a time period when vets were just starting to operate and do things with, dogs and cats and animals like that. Veterinarians in the past had been fully focused on, horses and farm animals and that kind of thing. And so I don't know if it was a vet or a medical doctor, and I don't know if it was someone that was doing operations on larger sort of farm, et cetera, animals, which would still be completely different than a bear. But they didn't say like Dr. Ollie Myers of the St. Louis Zoo or anything. Like, so I don't know where they got this guy, but he tried to do an operation and wrapped a rope around the bear's snout to muzzle him. So that I feel like is the first terrifying thing. And then they had 4 people doing this. So Red Winkler, the tire store owner, and 2 other men assisted, and then also the doctor. So one man held the bear's front paws, and then Winkler and the other man held the bear's hind paws, and then Dr. Myers prepared to start the surgery. Again, at this time, the bear is fully awake and has a rope wrapped around its muzzle. So I'm sure it was absolutely terrified and started to make the incision, and then the bear collapsed. So they thought he had just fainted, but he died.
Wow.
I know, it's so upsetting. And this was, he was still a cub. I mean, this was an 85-pound bear, a full-size American black bear, adult male, weighs 250 pounds. So this was still like a cub, which makes it even sadder.
Did this guy face any penalty?
No. You know who I bet came after him, though? Okay, I take it back what I said about about the public not necessarily like being up in arms about this, because Angie Schweppe, who we've talked about before, she's someone we portrayed in Vintage Voices several years ago, and I've written an article about her and her husband, Harry Schweppe. She was the one that started the Humane Society here, and all of her work was about cruelty to animals, like preventing cruelty to animals. Yeah. And she would there was a teacher that dissected a cat in school, like as a demonstration for the students. And she got very mad about that. It was all over the papers, like that he shouldn't have done this. I think they went to court. It was a whole thing. It was, this would have been the right time period for her. I bet that at the very least, Angie Schweppe and the Humane Society people had something to say about it.
Well, and see, that's where I just find this so fascinating. Because to me, animal things are going on. Okay, yes. Like that's the only.
Yeah.
But there's still a common sense component to this.
Yes.
I mean, at what point in time do you go, dude, you killed 2 bears? Right.
Well, and all he had to say about it, this is, again, after the second bear cub has died. And this is a direct quote from it's a quote about him. So Mr. Winkler is talking about the bear that just died, Andy Gump. He was a great attraction for children. But Mr. Winkler says he hopes never to be tempted to buy any more bears. Mr. Winkler thinks he would be better off to drop the role of menagerie proprietor. So even after all this, he's not like, I'm really sad about this. He's like, yeah, I hope I don't do it again.
That's where I'm at. It's just the lack of remorse, can't win them all.
Well, yeah.
Darn, I learned my lesson about bears and holding them in city of Alton.
Or not even that. It would be I may have learned my lesson. We'll
true.
See if I see a good deal on bears. Who knows what I'll do? So yeah, I know. There was he wasn't taken to court for animal cruelty. There was nothing like that. There wasn't the same sort of poaching or, bringing animals across state lines. I don't know if if the bear cubs were born in Illinois, if they were brought in from somewhere else. But there's a lot more restriction now, luckily, on what you can and can't do with animals, wild animals, domesticated animals, etc.
Well, and I just think it's a really good, kind of reminder of how far we've come as a society.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break, 10:27. We'll come back and chat it up a little bit more.
Okay, sounds
Next.
good.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to
Firearms
face it alone.
training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Welcome back, Daily Show 10:30 on the nose. Back with Lacy for a couple of minutes, anyway.
Yes.
Final thoughts on
Final
these
thoughts. So
now deceased bears.
I know. As I said,
to be fair, they would have been dead today anyway.
That is true, but I think I would have liked for them to have lived a little bit longer and maybe like touched grass or something.
I can tell you what the guy was doing that made the decision, and he wasn't touching grass.
Touching grass. So, as I mentioned, this was one of my maybe my very least favorite article to write. But when I saw the article that gave the update on the bears, my first thought was, if I have to be devastatingly sad about this, everybody has to. We're all
exactly right.
Be in this together. And so when I sent the article to Sydney, I said, here's my article. I'm so sorry. It's the worst. And she wrote back, thanks, I hate it. And, which was I loved. And that's kind of how I felt. It was like, we're all just going to have to read this and know about it because I have to. But I also, a lot of times, even if it's really upsetting news, you want to know what happened after a story. You want to know what the ending is. And so, sorry, everybody. That's it.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks. Now we'll talk about something good.
Yeah. So what's coming down the pipeline at the library?
We've got our last for the year. Did
you guys get enough endorphin out of that? That was great. No, I love this story. It's just like, all right, now let's talk about it. What's coming down the pipeline this weekend?
I've had quite a while to sit with the story too. So if anyone's hearing it for the first time, they're like, "Wow, she's pretty cavalier about this." I was really sad 2 weeks ago. So we have our last Alton Area Landmarks Association joint lecture this Saturday at the Genealogy and Local History Library. So that one is on immigration from German-speaking Europe to southwestern Illinois in the 19th century. And the presenter is William P. Shannon IV. He is the executive director of the St. Clair County Historical Society. Really, really impressive guy, really nice guy. And so I'm excited to have him come. So that'll be at 10 on Saturday, which is Saturday, March 21st. And you can call if anyone's interested in coming. The registration number is 1-800-613-3163 to register for that program.
Fantastic. Yeah. What else are you working on this week?
Oh, I had a call this morning that a planned call. We're trying to figure out our city directories, like digitizing our city directories, working on all of that. So figuring out like copyright on the city directories. And it sounds like now we can do anything from 1930 beforehand. So I'm going to go through the collection. During COVID, one of the things we worked on was figuring out everything that we had that was out of copyright and digitizing it and making it available online. And so we're going to start a new phase of that since it's been a couple years. Obviously, it's been like 6 years now. A lot of other stuff has come into the public domain. And so we're going to start working on digitizing that and making it available as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
We'll take a quick break, come back and talk all about guns and hoses right after this. RiverBender.com. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare which break it is.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Welcome back, Daily Show. Wednesday morning continues right around 10:35. Guns and hoses. We are here.
It's happening. I appreciate you having me on.
Zach Delamano joins us in the studio now. And you were with Alton Police for quite a bit now up in Troy, correct?
Yeah, so I was with Alton from 2011 to 2022.
I don't have to worry about giving false plates out today.
No,
Normally I give out the
today.
content director's
Nope,
plates. And
not unless you go to Troy, where I've been since. I've been there since 2022.
You know,
so.
before we go into the event, I never get the chance to talk about it, but Troy Police Department really has a good thing going on, and the whole town of Troy does too.
Yeah, the cool thing about Troy Police Department is we're a little bit smaller than Alton, and the community supports us so much. Not that Alton doesn't get community support too, but when you have a smaller, tight-knit community like that, people really like getting involved. And our department in general, I would say, I think we've got about 23, 24 officers, and it makes us a lot more of a tight-knit, kind of family-friendly group.
Almost, you become truly family at that point when it's that small.
We really do, yeah. You know, we'll dedicate time to each other on our time off. Like, there are so many of us who were coming to the game, and that kind of overwhelming support from the department was
fantastic.
Really awesome, yeah.
Well, and, you know, it's just really cool to see the community engagement side, because I do events up in Troy with the First Fridays, and to see the Trone, you know, out there and all these things. It's just really cool to see the really, not just the support, but the collaboration there too. Not just protect us, but to also elevate us and showcase some really cool things too with your technology and things you have.
Well, I'm glad you have that experience, because it's something we really strive for.
Fantastic. And coming up this weekend, you can just be a part of a great community, raising, you know, great awareness and funds for a great cause. Guns and Hoses, how long have you been a part of the organization before we talk about the event?
So I took it over a little bit later. JP Thatcher and I, he works in the Madison County Sheriff's Office, and then Steve Perry, along with Larry Thatcher, Paula Thatcher, the family's been really helpful for us. I've been with the organization, or with the team, since 2013. So our first event was the Metro East First Responders versus the St. Louis County team. And it was for Kyle Deathridge. So he was an Illinois State Police officer who tragically lost his life in a motorcycle accident. So that's when we got together. I think Jason Unverzat, who's a firefighter, was really kind of heading the way at that time. Got with Larry Thatcher, who was the rink manager at that time. And it kind of took off from there. We did a few events. We had an event. One of our cool events was we played the Blues alumni in the Hanson Brothers.
No way.
The old school movie, Slap Shot.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did. And
stop. That would have been my freaking claim to fame right there. The Hanson Brothers. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, I can't quote it, of course, but I just, you know.
Well, one thing I kind of missed out on, though, is a few of the guys went out with them the night before, and I'm like, I still regret not doing that. I'm not a big going out kind of guy. So, but yeah, it was a bummer. They're so funny. They're really awesome people.
That whole movie is fantastic. You know, you guys just saw the flyer on the screen, and that's the date and time for it. Saturday, March the 21st. Police First Fire, bragging rights on the ice for one great cause. Doors open at 3:30. The game starts at 4. Again at the East Alton Ice Arena, which is, man, had some great acclaim lately. The NHL, the EA game was over there doing some tapings and some really cool stuff too.
Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. So how much is admission?
So admission's $10.
Oh.
And kids 5 and under are free, and that's one of the things I wanted to get more kids involved. So specifically last event that we had, I noticed we had people show up, like guys I recognized from the rink, and they had their kids. People I didn't really expect to show up, but they're like, you know, we don't run a really swing a Blues game, and we've got a 3 or 4 year old here, and it's like we can take them to this hockey game and they'll have just as much fun, because we do things like 50-50 raffles, chuck a puck to where everyone just kind of, you buy like a $5 or $10 puck and you throw it out on the ice. Whoever gets closest to the face-off circle, that's actually the person who wins the prize for all the money collected from the chuck a puck. So that's really fun for the kids. Other than that, like, we usually have a big fire truck out front that hangs a flag. Wow. I'm going to try to make that happen this year. And it's just kind of you know, bring your kid on a Saturday if you don't have much going on. We've got concessions, you know, snacks, soda, alcohol for the guys or for the parents, and we even do like a booze wagon raffle where we set up this really cool wagon, and it's got like a flashing strobe light and stuff. Raffle baskets, golf giveaways. You know, you pay your money, you put a raffle ticket in. We've got several like higher end alcohol giveaways, like chiropractic treatments.
Wow.
And then I usually put something together like a package for the kid with like a little hockey game and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff to do other than just see the hockey. So, yeah.
Well, and before we go into any further, I mean, if you guys don't know yet, you should, but the proceeds from the benefit the Madison County Fallen Officers Memorial Fund. And, just brings the greater importance into why we're doing this.
Sure.
But going into it, as an organizer, it's got to be fantastic because, you're an officer. You get to interact with the community in a variety of different ways. But to do it in this way where you're seeing community support where it's like, here's a chiropractic,
it's really
voucher.
rewarding.
Is that truly the sentiment for you guys and the whole team? Because to me, it's like, man, there's no payment needed whenever you have that much energy already ahead of this or behind the sale.
For sure. And, I get people involved who are kind of focused on that too.
Yeah.
And all of our team members donate $100 right off the bat. If you want to play, you have to be serious about the organization as far as donating for the cause, because that's our really main reason for being there. And of course, the other reason is we all like to get together and play hockey. So if we like to get together and play hockey, we might as well raise some money for good causes and everything. We've donated to individual people who are in need. We've donated to different funds like this, the Madison County Fallen Officers Memorial. And it's not only is it a blast, but then we get to reward the community as well. So,
did you have a moment to take a quick break with me?
Yeah, you bet.
I got to pay a bill. We're going to come back and continue our Wednesday morning. Right after this, you guys stay there, and we'll be here, RiverBender.com and Roku TV. Welcome back. Daily Show. My favorite part of the conversation is during the break. That's when no one can hear.
Yeah, we can have the real conversations.
The real conversation does center around the fact that Guns N' Hoses is a great event, and it goes towards really such a great cause. And I hate to, bring it connection, but we've seen it even in our own backyard here in Madison County the last 10 to 15 years. And with Officer Timmons and even Officer Snyder, who wasn't within the Alton Police Department, but still right here in our own backyard, a community member.
And so hit home.
And you see these things, and you hear of them more frequently, I'm sure, than the public does, because there are stories that go unshared. And I think just that statement alone, the public would go, "Are you sure?" Well, there are, and there's tons of them. So to go towards raising causes for this and just supporting you guys on a night where out of all the stress and the interesting things that come within a shift, to just enjoy and raise money for a good cause.
Yeah, and you know what? We really appreciate the community support for that too. It really makes us feel like we're supported, and that people are aware of some of the hardships that we face, and we try not to be martyrs about it. But at the same time, I personally don't have an issue with what I do, but maybe some guys do. Maybe some guys have PTSD and everything like that, or if we can help out if someone gets injured. And as a matter of fact, in this one, we are presenting jerseys to 2 of the police officers who got shot this past year in Fairview Heights.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to make a jersey presentation to them. So even though this specific event isn't going to be donated to like an individual family, we still want to recognize at least 2 of those officers who faced tremendous hardship and the things that they're still dealing with because of that.
One, I think for the public, just to follow up with that, it brings into perspective, the whole, now it's not as bad, but as it was 20 years ago with or 15 now with the national debate on, police and all that. And we don't have to go back into it. But I think whenever you have these community moments where you realize that there's things that are more important than some political silo or how you feel on any given day.
Yeah.
These families are impacted. These are folks that live in our community. And I think it's so important that you guys do that. I really, not to patronize you, but that really is why we're all here,
Sure.
Fantastic stuff. Okay, I'm nosy. You said some chiropractic gift certificates. What else am I winning on this?
So we've got golf giveaways too.
John must have been involved in some. No, I'm just
one of our guys actually went to a few golf courses, and I'm not a golfer, so I don't know which ones in particular, but got some free rounds of golf. I have one thing that makes me frustrated enough, and that's hockey. If I get anything more involved in my life, I'll have a breakdown.
Listen, golf, I have to have a DD. I will never go golf.
Right?
I swear. I will go play with you, but I have to have a few beers. Otherwise, you don't want me to golf with you. I'm that bad.
Well, that's one of the reasons I don't play, is I don't want another excuse to have a few beers. So I'm like, I'll definitely be having a couple
great.
after the game at least. So
that's fantastic.
That's one of the reasons we all get together, so we can have a few drinks and have a good time.
So let's talk pricing. $10 admission, available in advance at the door. Are we still at that time, or?
Yeah, so you can get a hold of one of our guys or send an email to me, zd197@troypolice.com.
We'll
if you want some, thank you. If you want some wristbands, and I'll make sure that you get hooked up. So if you buy them in advance, you buy 2 and you get 3. Otherwise, they're for sale at the door. Like I said, 5 and under. We really want to encourage some young kids coming to this event. It's really family friendly. There may be a scheduled scuffle, sometime in the middle.
Way.
Yeah, hopefully no one gets hurt since we're all friends, but just a little rough and tough kind of stuff.
You know what I think would be great? If you have a live warrant chase right there on
You're
the
right there. It'd be hard finding someone, but
God, it would just be great. Someone's like, why don't we do it?
Yeah. Could be entrapment. I'm not sure. Maybe
that's true. Not a lawyer, but it would be fun.
Yeah.
This is cool. Booze Barrel tickets, 50-50. What prices do those run?
As far as the 50-50 raffles go,
ticket prices, do we know?
I'm not quite sure, so we'll have that there. I wish I had that answer for you. I think they're usually $5 or something like that. I think now we do have the rinks talked about getting a Square account set up too, to where you can buy them. I'd bring cash just in case.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah. If there was an ATM or anything.
Right. Well, there is no ATM, unfortunately. But if you want to bring cash in advance, like I said, I'm pretty sure the rink is setting up the Square account, but I always bring some just to fall back on. We're going to have some 8 and under hockey players too. They're going to play a game during one of the intermissions to get them involved, and they're also going to be walking around and selling the 50-50 tickets and chuck-a-puck tickets and like that. So if you flag down one of those kids, they're probably not going to know how to process a credit card machine. So
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, probably better than me, to be honest. So
this is so cool. The Guns N' Hoses hockey game is going to be on display, but some really cool stuff intermixed into it.
Yeah.
Get there when the doors open and bring cash and just help support and have fun. And going back to what you said earlier, it's so important because I have a 16-month-old daughter at home. Just telling you about, and like you said, going to a Cardinals game or a Blues game or even anything, you start racking up the dollars pretty darn quick.
Kidding.
So go and do something where you can, it's number one, support the community, but also get some entertainment and have fun on a third of what it would cost to, go across the river to do it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What else am I missing?
Well, I'm not going to say you're going to see NHL caliber guys out there too. So it's pretty mixed skill level.
I will say, if you play with the guys from Slapshot, you are the quality I need.
I'm pretty sure they slow down for us a little bit, and they're getting up there in age. So, yeah, those guys actually come to us and say, "Why do you guys want to do this? It hurts. It hurts." So,
do you get the day off the next day, or do you got to go back on and patrol? I've never asked that question.
Well, luckily, being one of the organizers of the team, I get the benefit of picking and choosing when we're gonna do it.
Oh,
so,
there you go.
So I'm off all weekend, and it's pretty consuming for me to do all this stuff.
Oh, I couldn't. Seriously, I couldn't. How long does it take, all joking aside, to put something like this together?
Well, so we did it several months in advance. We'll start several months in advance, and that's more or less throwing some text messages around and having meetings. A lot of it just revolves around, I'm constantly on my phone, just revolves around electronically communicating with my guys that are going out and getting sponsorships, talking with JP, talking with, his mom and dad, Paula and Larry, who were so helpful in this. We actually have Ashley Wickenhauser helping us this year.
She's okay.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Ashley. Love you.
But yeah, I think
fantastic.
I'm trying to get her toward like more of an event coordinator and stuff. So, I mean, let's be honest, women are way more better at that stuff than guys are anyway. I'm kind of a space case, and they're so much better at attention to detail. But she's going to be helping us the front office stay as far as things like that go.
Fantastic! I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and if anyone's willing to volunteer some time too to help out, sell tickets and stuff, they can certainly get a hold of me, and I'll.
Same email.
Yeah, and I'll forward them to Ashley, who, like I said, she's kind of our event coordinator for that day. But it's our first year doing it, so the rink changed management. So I hope we don't get too many bumps in the road as far as it goes. It's kind of our maiden voyage of, the 3 or 4 of us who are putting all together without direct rink involvement.
That's
but
right.
I will say the new manager, Tyler, has been so awesome and accommodating in anything that we need. He books our first responder and friend skates that we have. Our first responder and friend skates, they help donate to this. So I organize skates, and it's basically 2 or 3 times a month, and it's guys coming out skating. Most of us are first responders having fun. We donate $20. I pay myself too. Any of the leftover money goes into the pot, and all that money ends up buying things up front, like wristbands, any supplies we need for the game, and then whatever is left over I usually donate to. But Tyler, the rink manager, has been awesome about making sure we get enough ice to do that, giving us a good price on the ice. He's donated all this ice that we're going to be doing to the game, or for the game, for free, and just basically says anything you guys need, I'll help out with. And he's been phenomenal about that.
This is just fantastic. We're going to throw this up one more time while I give you the final closing on this.
Sure.
The Guns and Hoses, there we go. The Guns and Hoses hockey game is set Saturday, March the 21st. That is this Saturday. Doors open at 3:30. Game starts at 4. I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown on how your Saturday is going to look. Go to the park, go to the zoo. It's going to be 80 degrees in the morning, and then by 3 o'clock, the kids are ready to go kind of settle down. You need some breathing room, and you go settle in and watch this great hockey game, win the 50-50, win the booze raffle, just kind of hit the trifecta. Triple crown winner of the Guns N' Roses raffle baskets, and then go home successful.
Yeah.
You're good. $10 gets you in the door right there at East Alton Ice Arena. Doors open 3:30. Game starts at 4, and we'll see you Saturday, March the 21st for Guns N' Hoses. The hockey game, and once again, benefiting the Madison County Fallen Officers Memorial Fund. Before I let you go, anything else to hit on?
Just one thing I want to let everyone know is these are annual events that we usually do. Now, the Guns and Hoses is split up among our Metro East First Responders Hockey Club, and we actually have our own events too, where we play other teams from St. Louis. We played the Warriors. We actually went to Evansville last year, which was a lot of fun. But I just want everyone to know that, don't expect like a full-blown Blues game, but we do try to make it as entertaining as possible. You're not going to see NHL caliber players, especially not me.
Is there any chirping going on?
Yeah, a little bit. And the chirping's even better since we're all friends, so it's even a little bit worse. So like I said, there may be a scuffle that happens, maybe it's scheduled, maybe it's not. But, hopefully those guys take it a little bit easy. But I just wanted to thank you for your time. So the cool thing about this is you don't just get a ticket, you actually get a wristband. So even if you're not necessarily wanting to go, you can stop by the rink or get a hold of me and buy a wristband. So that supports the cause. And, instead of just getting a ticket that you throw away, you get a wristband, one of our nice, super cool Metro East First Responder wristbands. We do have them available, a few of them for like small kids and medium kids too. But I wanted to give you a couple of these.
Thank you
just
very
for having
much.
me on, because it's really important. And hopefully if anyone wants to make some last minute plans this weekend, to stop on by and give us a couple hours of their time. The more people we have in the door, the better it is. The more our word gets out for sponsorships going forward. And we really just want to selfishly have fun with it, But more important cause is just raising money whenever we need to.
Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We'll take a quick break and leave everything in an article on RiverBender.com. We'll come back and wrap up this Wednesday morning, but we'll see you there this Saturday, East Alton Ice Arena, 3:30 p.m. is when the doors open. The game starts at 4, and all the fun that comes with it for a great cause. More daily show as we wrap it up next.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today.
Struggling with depression that just won't go away? At Precision TMS, we offer a non-invasive, drug-free treatment designed to target the areas of the brain linked to mood regulation. Using FDA-cleared transcranial magnetic stimulation, gentle magnetic pulses help reactivate underperforming brain circuits without surgery or sedation. Many patients experience real relief, even after other treatments haven't worked. Our experienced team provides personalized care every step of the way. Contact Precision TMS today to see if TMS therapy is right for you.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
What's up? It's my Keith. What's up, bro? Back to spotlight other amazing alumni and how they discovered their path at Lewis and Clark. Let's jump into it. This is Tom Wells,
an assistant chief of the Godfrey Fire District. He has been a firefighter and an EMT for over 20 years. Tom is currently an instructor in the Lewis and Clark Paramedicine program and has 2 degrees from LC, fire science and nursing.
I'm Tom Wills, and I'm a trailblazer.
If you think you might be pregnant, you don't have to face it alone. At Vitality Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitality Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Alrighty, I'm out of time. 10:59 as we roll into the 11 o'clock hour. Thanks for hanging out with us. Stay tuned to RiverBender.com to stay up to date on the final tally on election results, all the latest for your daily dose of local. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, try your best, my friends, to stay out of jail.